great tragedy that occurred 300 years ago at Jericho Place forever changed the town. Out of its ashes rose the dreaded Ivory Towers, and those who lived within them were shrouded in mystery. Nobody ever entered the towers, and no one knew what was inside, until now. The last heir of the Davies family had died, leaving the city to take up a mission to bring down these ivory walls once and for all. Harper's mercenaries answered the cry and attempted to confront the inhabitants living on each floor of the towering monstrosities, but they were met with failure. Those who did not survive became soul-twisters, supernatural beings driven by vengeance, who haunted anyone that dared approach the towers. It was an evening filled with anticipation and anxiety as the Davies family gathered outside Jericho Place. While they were united in their cause, each of them felt conflicted and uncertain about the course of action they had chosen. The family patriarch stood tall on the shoulders of his kin, but he could not shake the feeling of doubt that weighed heavy in his heart. The Davies family, bound by blood and determination, encircled the grand stone entrance to Jericho Place. Their faces dressed in gravitas, well aware of the tightrope they were treading on. They knew too well that this night could either save them or completely shatter their existence, like an exquisitely painted porcelain vase tumbling from grace. The men donned suits as black as the night that enveloped them, their eyes filled with a cocktail of trepidation and courage. What is the Davies family doing at the Jericho Place? What is their situation? Eliza stared up in awe and apprehension as a mysterious figure descended from the sky. She couldn't tell if it was a soul-twister or one of Harper's mercenaries, but whatever it was seemed to be heading directly toward her. Her heart raced as she tried to decide whether it was friend or foe, and what they could possibly want. The figure descended gradually, a black silhouette against the crimson evening sky, compelling Eliza's pulse to throb in her veins. The figure's cloak billowed around them, obscuring their form and adding an air of ominous intrigue. Would this enigmatic interloper bring news from the unseen realms, or were they an envoy of Harper's ruthless mercenaries with ill tidings? How does this encounter play out? Harper frantically stared down the daunting soul-twister, her curious gaze never wavering. Though many had faced its stare, none could meet its eyes without feeling extreme pain. Except for Harper. She was the only one who could look at it without flinching, but to this day no one understood why. With a steely determination, Harper squared her shoulders and met the soul-twister's gaze. It was a swirling vortex of dark energy, shimmering and shifting ominously. The twister seemed to pulse in tandem with Harper's heart, a rhythm that petrified even the bravest. Despite its terrifying aura, Harper felt an inexplicable connection to it. She dared not blink, her eyes fixated on the spiraling cyclone of raw power that held souls captive within its depths. The cacophony of their wailing pleas echoed inside her head, a haunting melody that was both terrifying and strangely comforting. Why can Harper meet the eyes of soul-twisters without feeling pain? What is her connection to them? Jesse stood at the entrance of Ivory Tower C, hesitating. Part of him wanted to go inside and uncover what secrets he might find there, but another part questioned if he was ready for whatever awaited him within those walls. He shifted from foot to foot uncertainly, the tension between his desire for answers and fear of the unknown growing with each passing moment. His hand hovered near the heavy iron knob, his skin prickling with a cold sense of anticipation. He could hear a distant buzzing from within, as if thousands of secrets were whispering in hushed tones, itching to be discovered. His heart pounded like a war drum in his chest, echoing the rhythm of his doubts. The ivy-covered stone walls of Ivory Tower C seemed to breathe in sync with him, inhaling deeply with his hesitation and exhaling long sighs of impatience. The tower had seen many cross its threshold, only to be faced with their deepest fears and unexposed truths. What are his intentions for going inside the Ivory Tower? What happens when he goes inside?